Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our lunch lab today. I am Sally Delisle, co-owner and director of trainings with Child Light Education Company. Our mission is providing wellness education to create happy, healthy, and resilient youth and families. Today, we are back talking with Lisa Stevens regarding the business of bookkeeping. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you, Sally. Happy to be here again.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much and all of your knowledge on this topic. This is Lunch Lab, and I don't know about you, but I did enjoy that lunch wrap recipe that we posted. I think it was after our second conversation with you. Maybe it was the first one. I have to admit that today I added dessert to my lunch,
Ooh.
and I really enjoy a good brownie. I'm gluten-free, so I have to be choosy about my recipes, and I can't always buy a gluten-free brownie, but I did find one. My neighbor actually found these for me, and today I had one, and they're called all-free allergen-friendly brownie bites. I treated myself to one today. Highly recommend them.
I definitely have to check this out.
Yeah, they're really good. You're gluten-free as well, right?
I am. That all sounds good to me, especially that
Mhm.
it tastes good.
So good. Yep, so tasty. So if anybody out there likes brownies, they're pretty yummy. I'll share some more info on that. Uh, but I'm going to leave you hanging on the brownie thought, and let's move forward and talk to Lisa about the business of bookkeeping. So this is part three. How can there possibly be more business of bookkeeping information? So what do you have for us today, Lisa?
Well, and there's so much information that I'm trying to touch on things that I think will be helpful for folks, just and kind of cull it down so that again it is helpful. Um, so today we're actually going to talk about how to run reports, financial reports,
Mm.
why they are important and helpful for business owners. So we're going to kind of take that on today, and I think it'll be great.
Fabulous. All right, we're ready.
All right. I'm going to share my screen now with everyone. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So just as a quick reminder for folks who maybe haven't had a chance yet to see part two or would just like a reminder about what we talked about. In part two, we discussed how to utilize QuickBooks to manage finances as an independent contractor and business owner. We reviewed how to connect your business bank account in QuickBooks, setup of the COA or chart of accounts in QuickBooks, the definition and use of classes to track different revenue streams, and use of tags to label transactions to track more specific areas of your business. So if any of that sounds interesting or something that you'd like to know about and you haven't had a chance to see it, I would encourage you to go back to view part two. Um, I think it would be really helpful and helpful as we move on with part three. Now, I skipped sort of an important part, and that is who I am. My name is Lisa Stevens, and I am the accounting manager for Child Light Education Company. I have been with Child Light since 2018, and I have been a bookkeeper since 2016. I always like to clarify that I am not a CPA and that any tax related questions should be directed to your CPA or tax advisor. In this video, we will discuss accounting software. Child Light utilizes QuickBooks for our accounting needs. However, we are not advertising or promoting the use of QuickBooks expressly. You should choose whatever accounting software fits your personal needs. Okay. So as we begin with part three, we'll do a quick overview of what we're going to discuss. So first, why do we need to know how to run financial reports? what reports can we run to help us understand the financial health of our business? Where do we navigate in QuickBooks Online to run reports? And how do we run them? And why are they helpful? So let's start first with, why do we need to run financial reports? Why is that important if as the business owner, if you have someone else perhaps handling your accounting or your bookkeeping, why do you need to also know how to run financial reports or know where to go if you need access to them? So, as a business owner, it is important that you have an understanding of your business's financial health. So, you want to feel comfortable that if you can speak about how your business is doing and that you understand, so that if there's an adjustment you need to make, or for setting future goals for your business, this is all very, very important. And it really can't be done right without understanding how well your business is doing financially. If you need to provide financials to a bank, a potential buyer, a creditor, a vendor, it's important that you can run these reports yourself, or that you have someone you trust to assist you with this. Reports can also be very helpful when or if you are creating a budget for your business. So, creating a budget could be very helpful, so that you could look forward in the year to see, this is what I'm hoping that we make for revenue. This is what I'm hoping we spend on expenses. And this is what I'm hoping will be our net income. Okay. So, again, you're going to be looking at reports when you're building that budget. What reports can we run to help us understand the financial health of our business? So, the first report we're going to discuss is the balance sheet report. This report gives us like a snapshot of your business at a specific point in time. It also outlines your business assets, your liabilities, and your equities. So essentially, it is a statement of the net worth of the business. The balance sheet report is considered one of the core financial reports for a business. So again, and we talked about this in our 2 prior episodes, your assets minus your liabilities are going to total the net worth of your business, right? So your assets, as a reminder, are things like your bank account. The money in your bank account is an asset. Your accounts receivable are considered assets. A liability would be perhaps a debt you owe, a loan. So those things are specifically what we'll see on the balance sheet. And that's going to let us know what the net worth is. The next report we're going to discuss is the profit and loss report, also called the income statement. This report outlines your business's revenues, costs, and expenses during a specified time frame. So you can pull a profit and loss report for a full year. You can pull it for 6 months, a quarter. You can pull it for last month if you want to. The profit and loss statement provides a business's net income over a certain time frame. This is also considered a core financial report and is an indicator of the business's profitability. So, and this is a good review too. So, how do we get net income? That's our revenue minus our costs of goods sold minus expenses. And that equals our net income. So, cost of goods sold, we haven't talked about that a lot, but essentially what that is your inventory, supplies, that sort of thing. So these reports are very important because one report is telling us, okay, this is the net worth of the business. That's pretty important. And the next report is saying, okay, this is your net income. 2 very important things that a business owner needs to know. So then we say, okay, so we know we need to run the report. It's going to be good knowledge. Where do we navigate in QuickBooks Online if we want to run these reports? And how do we run them? Again, this is specifically for QuickBooks Online, but for those using other software, typically if you're having trouble finding out how to run it, you can always Google how would I run a report in specific said software, and you can usually find the answer. Certainly a call to customer service would also help as well. I've done that many times for QuickBooks. Sometimes I feel like they know me. So for QuickBooks Online, we're going to be on our dashboard. We're going to start on our dashboard. We're going to navigate to the menu, which is on the left side of the screen. We're going to go down and we're going to select reports. And then a really nice thing that QuickBooks does, when you get into reports, you'll see at the top a little spot for favorites. And they already have these two reports listed there because they're such important reports, and they know that people are going to be looking at these reports. So they're already there. So you don't have to look too far to find them in QuickBooks. So for the balance sheet, you can click on the balance sheet. So the report is going to automatically generate for today's date. So it will generate year to date. So you can change the reporting period depending upon what you're looking for. If you want to look at last year, if you want to look at last quarter. So it's right there under that's, and there's a selection to change it. You'll see it right underneath. And if you want to compare it to another period, you can select compare to another period. That's very, very helpful when you're looking at trends in your business, to be able to look and say, hey, what was it like last year compared to what does it look like this year? So after you decide if you want to select that or not, you would then just select run report, and it's going to pop up. It's pretty simple. But again, if it looks a little confusing because you're not really used to this and you're not really in the accounting software much, please reach out to ask someone for help. So then we want to click on the profit and loss. Okay. So again, this report is going to automatically generate for today's date. It will be year to date. You're going to do the same thing where you choose your reporting period. And then if you wanted to do a comparison, you would do the same thing. And then you're going to select run report. So most of those reports follow very similar steps. Typically, when you pull these reports and others of this nature, you will basically be choosing the reporting period that you want to look at, and then deciding, do I want to compare this? There's also, there's other things you can choose for the reports if you're looking for specific things. But since we want to talk pretty basically today so that it's not overwhelming, we don't need to touch on those right now. So why are these reports helpful? Why are they helpful for a business owner? The balance sheet report, as we discussed, it shows the net worth of your business. That's important, and that's information that you want to know. So remember, when we're looking at the balance sheet, it's your assets minus your liabilities, and that's going to equal your net worth. And I think we talked about a couple slides ago, it's helpful if you're securing a business loan. They likely would ask to see a copy of your balance sheet. Profit and loss. Why is that helpful? So this provides the net income of the business over a specified period of time. This also details your business's revenue and expenses. This report can show you where you are generating the most income and conversely, where you are spending the most money. Excuse me. So what if you want to look into what is it, my sales, and my sales of what that are generating all of this income? Is it the services that I'm providing? Did my 6-week yin yoga class it did so well. So where can I find that? Where can I find the exact numbers for that? So you can actually look in that report. You can click into services, and you can even detail down to find those yin yoga classes and exactly how much money you were able to make on that, which is pretty cool. And then also your expenses. So you're going to have expenses for your business, and it's important to know where is your what are you spending your money on? Are you spending it on advertising? Are you spending it? Do you have a lot of operational expenses? Do you have office expenses? So it's very helpful to look and see, okay, I'm spending X amount of money, and 50% of it is going to this. And is that what I want, or do I want to make a change? So what this does, these reports, they allow the business owner to make informed decisions for the business, right? If you understand where your revenue is coming from, if you understand your expenses, what you're spending your money on, this is so helpful for moving forward and making the best decisions possible for your business. So this was a quick one, Sally. We're already wrapping up, but let's just go over the important takeaways here. So today we discussed why we need to know how to run financial reports in QuickBooks as an independent contractor or business owner, such as understanding your business's financial health, being able to provide reports to financial institutions, and creating budgets. We discussed what reports we can run to help us understand the financial health of our business. Two core reports, the balance sheet and profit and loss report. We provided instructions for where we navigate in QuickBooks Online to run these reports and how we run them. We also discussed why these reports are helpful to the business owner. So I want you to stay tuned for part 4, where we will cover a BBQ. And for those who did not see part 2, we said a BBQ is your biggest burning question. And we're going to cover a BBQ in bookkeeping, and that is, how do I invoice for my services and sales? That's pretty important, right? We will also discuss how invoicing ties into our accounts receivable. Two very, very important things for your business.
Lisa, this was so helpful. Thank you. I had a couple of thoughts that came up. I was trying so hard not to interrupt.
Oh, good. I'm glad. No, I'm glad you have some thoughts.
And maybe these thoughts could be helpful to other people. Maybe people watching right now are having the same questions or thoughts. One thought that I'm having, or that came up while you were talking, especially on the previous slide, the one
Okay.
just prior to this.
Is this the
Yes.
one, Sally? Okay.
Yes, it is. The second bullet point under profit and loss report,
Yeah.
how the P&L can help show where we are generating the most income and where we're spending the most money.
Yeah.
As a yoga teacher, and a yoga teacher that's operating as an independent contractor or as a small business, an LLC, sometimes I know personally, and people that I speak to, we are driving all over the place, not during the pandemic per se, but prior to, and now I hear a lot of people are back to doing that, as well as also teaching online. And so we feel like, okay, I'm teaching all these classes, I'm driving all over the place, I'm bringing in some income, and so everything must be good. And then we really look at the nitty gritty at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. And if you really take into account what you are spending for mileage, the wear and tear on your car, what you're spending on gas, what you're spending on props, the time that you're spending for prep for all of these classes, the conversations that you're having, the time you spend on the phone, on your email, the bookkeeping piece of it. Hopefully, you're spending time on that, but maybe you aren't. When you subtract that from the income that you're making, what do you actually have left over at the end?
Right.
And sometimes it isn't necessarily worth it. And that's when you have to make some really tough decisions or end up making the decision to be practicing some seva, some service. Um, I know that I have made that decision before where I have to teach this class. I have to be with these students or with this group of people. I don't care how much it brings in. I'll find a way to make it happen. But we don't always, and I don't always have the luxury of doing that. So this is where this P&L report is so important so that you actually know what you're bringing in and what is going out. We can't just fly with it. We can, some people can. I can't, many people can't.
I think that is a great way to break it down, Sally. And you're 100% right. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't know what you are actually bringing in if you aren't really focused on this type of stuff. And the way to look at it in this report, it makes it much easier to understand, honestly.
It really does. It simplifies it, even though it takes a little bit of time to get used to it and familiarize yourself with it. It really makes it clear.
It does, absolutely.
And then the second thing that came up while you were speaking is something that we have as what I consider a healthy financial habit at Childlight. And that is even before Megan and I purchased Childlight, when we were in the process of it, we made sure that we had advisors through the purchasing process. And I've been with Childlight since 2009. So I knew a lot of what Childlight was all about. I knew all the background. I knew what I was getting into. But the financial piece, not so much. That wasn't my strength. So we made sure that we had financial advisors. We made sure we had a phenomenal accounting manager. And we have made sure that we always have a CPA to do our tax work. So we go through our financials every month. We look at all of our numbers for the business. And then we have our advisor look at all of the numbers for our business. And then we all discuss it on a monthly basis. And then at the end of the year, we look at the big picture, and then our tax accountant takes it from there. So we are constantly looking and making sure that we're making the right decisions so that Childlight is sustainable and we can continue on this mission of bringing yoga and mindfulness to as many people as we possibly can, which is our goal. And in order to do that, we need to be financially stable and healthy.
Absolutely.
So having advisors and having a team that you trust to support you on that is so important. And sometimes you can't afford that so much. And there's a great group of folks out there, retired folks that are very knowledgeable. And that is a group called SCORE, SCORE. And they're a team of volunteers that are happy to support you on this journey. You can just reach out to them. I believe it's score.org. I might be wrong about the .org, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
And it's really great that you mentioned SCORE, Sally. they actually provide um, financial classes, classes on bookkeeping for business owners. Um, and they do not charge for those classes. So if you can find them on the web, if you can maybe sign up for some of their emails, you will get updates of, when they're offering this class. And I would really encourage you to take it. They're very good. I've actually been to one of their classes and I thought it was excellent.
Beautiful.
Super, super helpful for a new business owner,
Yes.
independent contractor, anybody just kind of getting into this financial thing and, trying to navigate.
Excellent. Yeah. And they're all volunteers and there's no charge if you use their
Wonderful.
services. They're happy to do it. Super. All right. Have we seen all of your slides, Lisa? Are you good there?
Yes, yes, we are all set.
Okay, beautiful. Well, we appreciate you and your time and your knowledge so very, very much. We
Thank
appreciate all of you out there for joining us today. We do know that we have at least one more discussion with Lisa on the topic of invoicing.
Yep.
If there is another topic that you would like to hear about from Lisa, please send it our way. She's happy to share. And also any other topic that you would like to hear from our panel of experts or our community, or if you have a topic that you'd like to share with our community, we plan on sharing our lunch labs on an ongoing basis. So just reach out, info@childlightyoga.com. And until next time, take good care and do good things out there. And we're just so grateful. So thank you. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Sally.
Bye.
Bye-bye.